it's very important this Monell theory be upheld against a governmental entity like the city of Chicago, because they're the ones that encouraged and gave Fragoli the impunity to act the way he did. He was an alcoholic. They knew he was an alcoholic. They knew he had driven drunk in the past, because in 1992 he went into a bar, he beat people up, he left that bar, and a sergeant pulled up, a sergeant from the city of Chicago, and Fragoli was off duty, and he fled when that sergeant told him to stay there. She corralled him, and she knew he had been drinking and chose not to give him any type of breathalyzer. So they encouraged him. He was a young police officer at that time in 1992. From that moment on, he knew that he had the badge and he could drive drunk and he could get away with it in the city of Chicago. So it's our hope that this kind of case is going to send notice to all police officers that they can't get away with illegal activity, whether they're on duty or off duty. And it's our hope that two things occur. One, we get to the bottom of why these critical, over 100-page documents were not turned over to us in violation of court rules. And secondly, perhaps equally or more importantly, it's our hope that the city of Chicago, once and for all, do what they need to do to get rid of the code of silence that's victimized so many people, including the Cazares family.
Every single day, if I live 100 years, I'm gonna miss my son.
It's not the only case where documents and critical evidence has been withheld. It's happened too many times, too often over in federal court. This family was almost denied a fair trial. We were resting our case the day after these documents came to light, and they blew the case wide open. And the city of Chicago did the right thing here. We were hours or days away from a jury verdict that would have gone, we now know it was 12-0 against the city of Chicago. They would have been hit with a multi-million-dollar jury verdict. We think it may have been in excess of this $20 million settlement.
It was a long process, but I'd like to thank Tim and Mike and everybody that helped us in this case to find some type of peace in both families. Finally, the code of silence got broken, and it's a movement. It's something bigger, and hopefully this case, this horrible situation that happened, it helps the city of Chicago, and it helps other families, just basically to break the code of silence.